Hello and welcome, or welcome back to my channel, Stitches with Love. My name is Elizabeth, and this is my little corner of the world where I share all about my knitting adventures on and off the needles. And today I'm very excited to report I do indeed have something off the needles and a few more items that are in progress. So if you're curious about what I've been up to, grab a cup of something cozy to sip on, project if you have anything going right now, and I'm going to just get started. All right, so it's Friday. We made it through the end of the week. Almost. We're close enough. It's been a very rough week. Lots of challenges, lots of chaos, lots of noise.
I'm gonna be out soon.
But that's okay. We're getting through it as best we can. Today was fair day, so we took our family to the fair and saw Michael's entries that he had done. He did 3 different pieces of art, and he got 3 ribbons, 2 participation awards, and then a first place in his age group. And we are very, very proud of him. So if you know our family and you happen to see us out and about and you know Michael, just give him a high five and congratulate him because he worked really hard. And then we also were able to see, I didn't see all that they had entered, but I saw the Lego creations that my niece and nephew entered, and that was really exciting. So I'm very proud of them as well. And then my sister-in-law also entered her American Girl doll and collection, which was really fun to see. So that was fair day. We went out to eat lunch afterward, and that was really fun. We don't eat out very often. We don't do takeout very often. So when we do, it's really a very special thing that we really try to take our time to enjoy. I'm back in the garden again today, as you can see. It is going completely crazy. This over here is all of our squash, and then our tomatoes back here, and you can see there's a few, I think you can see them. I can't tell from the video. There's some sunflowers back here somewhere. All right, on to the knitting. First, I'm going to show you what I finished. Really excited about this. Somebody asked me recently how much time it took to make this particular project, and I had a really hard time answering him because I really don't measure my time in increments of hours or minutes even, so much as I do in months, maybe weeks, simply because it usually takes me a long time, several weeks at least, for most of my projects because I have multiple things on the needles at a time, and I knit in the pockets of time I have. I know I've talked about this many times before, so if you've been watching these videos for a while, this is nothing new to you. But if you don't know me and you're just curious about how long it takes to knit something like a hat, I really couldn't tell you. This took me probably at least a couple of months, not because I'm a slow knitter, but because I just don't have large amounts of time normally to sit and crank out a project. So that's my answer. It took probably a couple of months from start to finally finish this hat. This is the Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. It is a for-purchase pattern. I bought it through Ravelry. I really love it. It's reversible if you want to use multiple colors, which I did for this one. I had a lot of this color. This was a 100-gram skein, and then this was a 50-gram skein, but I did half and half so that it could really truly be reversible. This is for my husband, and I think he's absolutely going to love it. I'm not sure which way he's going to want to wear it most often, but I love the idea that it looks like a different hat depending on how it's worn. I did the adult medium size. This is the third Musselburgh hat I have made, and I absolutely love this pattern. I would give it 5 out of 5 stars. The pattern layout and the way it's written is really easy and user-friendly. It's very simple. I love that she does all of the work for the knitter. Um, she goes through and she writes out all of the gauges, all of the stitch counts. There's no guesswork involved. There are multiple pattern sizes, there are multiple sizes in the pattern. There's, I think, probably 5 or 6 different sizes you can do, different yarn weights. I mean, all of the guesswork is just already figured out. And so, whatever the pattern cost, I don't remember what it is. I didn't think it was terribly expensive, but so worth the money because honestly, it's like you're getting multiple patterns for the price of just the one. And it's super customizable. So I think he's going to love it. I have not yet washed or blocked this, but it will be put away. I was going to do this for his Christmas gift, but I think I might actually do it as a birthday gift so that he gets a little more wear when the seasons really truly turn and it gets cold enough to wear a hat again. All right, so that's off the needles. It's such a lovely afternoon. It's not really cool or particularly warm. It's a little humid, maybe kind of muggy, but not unbearable. All right. I've been working on my dad's sweater little bit by little bit. I inserted the pocket right here. Got everything sewed up on the back. Ends are all woven in. And it's, it's a nice little size pocket where he can keep a handkerchief or, I don't know, whatever dads keep in their pockets. So he's got one there, and then he'll have one on the other side as well, although I might only do one pocket. So I didn't think about the construction of the pattern, but I'm not going to get into that. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna get into that. The first pocket is done, and we're just going to leave it at that. All right, so I will probably work on my dad's sweater a little bit more today. Dinner is in the crock pot. We're doing pulled pork tonight, so I don't have to take time to cook, which actually frees up some of my afternoon a little bit where I really could potentially get some good knitting time in. I did a little bit in the car ride, and while we were having lunch. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I really haven't had a lot of knitting today, simply because it's been a really busy morning so far. But what I worked on while we were in the car and while we were out to lunch is this sock. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and finish this row just so you can see it a bit more easily. 1 second here. So these are going to be a pair of shorty socks, ankle length socks. And I think they are going to be super cute when they're done. I really like this colorway. It's from A Tale of Two Yarns. I buy it on Etsy. I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, she doesn't have her name on here. just a tale of two yarns. I don't know how well you can see that. 75% merino, 25 rayon. Nice little fingering weight. Look her up on Etsy. She has really lovely yarns. It's not my first time purchasing from her, but I've been really happy with her yarn. I finished the heel flap and I turned the heel while we were in the car, and then we took our youngest son to his OT appointment, so I did a little work there, and now I'm beginning to work the gusset stitches. I've already picked up all of those stitches. Now I'm working on those. These do have a recipient already planned. This is the first sock of the pair, and I'm really happy with how it's looking so far. So this is the project that currently lives in my bag that I take everywhere with me. I take it to appointments, I take it to church, I take it to work. It's a great size little pouch. I can just throw it in my bag. It doesn't take up any room. Socks are my go-to project when I'm on the go. All right, so that's all for the knitting. Now I'm going to show you a crochet project that I'm working on. I'm getting into crochet, sort of. So I don't remember if I've shared before on my channel. I learned how to crochet before I learned how to knit. So for a long time, that was more comfortable for me because it was what I was most familiar with. And I just kind of let it go for a while after I learned to knit, or rather, when knitting became a little more enjoyable for a while. So I didn't crochet very much for a long time. And then recently, I guess it's probably been, I don't know, maybe the past year, year and a half, that I've really started to kind of dip my toes back into crochet just a little bit, because I found some patterns that looked like they might be kind of fun. And I just kind of wanted something other than knitting. But I will say, even though I do crochet, this channel is still going to be mostly talking about knitting because that's still what I'm enjoying more of right now. So if you're not interested in knitting content, that's fine. If you're not interested in crochet content, that's fine. But I'm not gonna change the name of my channel or the way I talk about my projects to suit one or the other, because I do them both. So this project is another crochet stripe granny shawl by Crochet Object by Mawan. I just dropped my yarn. Oh no, oh no. I have little bits of the garden now in my project. That's okay. Everything gets washed anyway before it gets gifted. So this is another granny stripe shawl by Mawan from Crochet Object. I love this pattern. This is the third shawl I have made, and I love it. I can't not make this pattern. It's so easy, it's so quick, it's fairly mindless. I don't have to think too much about what I'm doing, even when I'm on the increase rows. And I'm actually on the last increase row, and then it's just straight crochet, no increases. But this is being worked up in, I'm not going to open the bag because it's just so messy, but it's being worked up in shades of green and yellow. I don't know how well they're going to show up on the camera. Can you see that? green and yellow. Not really my favorite color combination, but this is a gift for someone. And I'm not going to get super into the details, but it's a gift for somebody who recently lost her husband, and he was a huge Oregon Ducks fan. And I thought this would just be a small way that I could tell her that I'm thinking of her and her family. It's something tangible. I think cards and flowers, when something like that happens, are really lovely, and they certainly are meaningful. But I think, flowers tend to get thrown out after they wilt. Cards, I think, tend to get put in a box and occasionally pulled out and looked at. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, wanting to give something to someone, this is how I want to do it. I want it to be something tangible that can literally be felt while this person is grieving, while she is working through all of the things that come along with really, really traumatic events. So when this is done, it will get washed and blocked a little bit and mailed off to the intended recipient. I have a ways to go because I've been working on this kind of in between my own life chaos and responsibilities and all the things. But it's been enjoyable. The colors don't really matter at the end of the day. Even though I don't really care for them myself, I know that it will bring someone else a smile, and that's really my goal. That's the whole point of my wanting to do this. That's really all I have to share as far as my stitching goes. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I really don't have anything else to share. I think I may do a little bit of gardening. I have a ton of tomatoes back here that are just going completely crazy, and they really need to be picked before the deer eat them. So I think I'll do that before I go inside and figure out what I'm doing in there. I really don't have anything planned for today. Tomorrow I'll be going back to work. I took today off to have a family day, and then tomorrow's back on my regular scheduled programming. So until next time, happy Friday, happy knitting, happy crocheting, whatever you're into, and I will see you in the next video. God loves you.